It is that time. It's that weekend. It's Great Balls of Fire weekend. WWE Pay-per-view on Sunday. Chair Shot Reality. Juice, Renell, LeBar. But before we get into our predictions, we got two-part predictions. Eisenberg will join us in a bit from Fort Lauderdale. Juice, there was some more non-WWE action going on last week, and I know people sometimes like us to step outside of the.
They should
step outside of Stanford.
We should. Everybody should want to hear more stuff that's not Great Balls of Fire.
Give it to me.
How about G1 Special in the United States? Kenny Omega wins the United States Championship at IWGP, better than Kevin Owens as the United States Champion, and WWE is greater than that.
That's right.
They had 2,300 people to each show, and they ran. They sold out pretty fast. They were in LA, so the time wasn't crazy like it normally is live in Japan. And I think they're going to come back in 2018. They want to have an LA office for New Japan, and it looks like they're going to try to run a bigger venue next time. Maybe do a tour.
Maybe it was just I had bad eyes. One of the one critique I did see on social media.
And they had Jim Ross.
Well, that's actually a bring up. I saw some critique about Jim Ross.
Yeah, he was messing up some stuff. He might not have done all the research he normally does. War Machine, he kept messing up how many times they were IWGP Tag Team Champions, but. I don't know.
I'm not picking on Jay. I'm just curious because I knew that
there's a lot of stuff
you were more into.
There's a lot of stuff to know, and the names aren't exactly rolling off the tongue.
Sure.
And for a lot of the Japanese guys,
you don't find those last names in Oklahoma every day.
Not really. No, you don't. But other than that, I think it was a solid 2-night event. It got rave reviews from everybody, and I think they're going to be excited to do it again next year.
WrestleZone had the story, as many others did. What is the headline I'm reading about Cody Rhodes getting some backlash about him being the champion that was represented that he didn't deserve it necessarily, or he wasn't the right champion. Did you see the same headline?
No, I
you didn't see this headline?
I didn't see it.
There was a headline out there saying that there was some backlash of people saying that Cody Rhodes, not the guy that deserved to be,
against Okada and champion versus champion. I thought
I think that was phenomenal.
This has been Cody's year. Like ever since he left WWE, he had a huge list. He tweeted it out, huge list, all the stuff he wanted to do, and people were like, well, I don't know how much of that he can do. He's done more than that list than anybody else would have ever thought, especially him. We probably never thought he was going to be the Ring of Honor champion. And he's main eventing against Okada, who's literally top guy in the world right now, on top of his game. And I don't know. I thought it was good. I thought he had a good match. He stepped it up.
Follow at Juicy Steen if you want to get more juice. Always following the Young Bucks and following wrestling all around the world. And of course, we have all your WWE talk right here on Chair Shot Rally. Let's get into the pay-per-view this Sunday. Of course, WrestleRumble.com. It's where you want to go. WrestleRumble.com. You can go on there and make your predictions. Who's going to win? Over, under. It's going to make watching this event Sunday night that much more fun. Grand prize is $500. I think they're also giving away a 2K18 video game. That'll be coming out in the fall. I mean, top five get money. I think fifth place gets $50. So
I'm not saying that they'll beat me, but
you won't be getting any money. Let's be honest. You've been falling off as if you were ever on.
Okay. All right, let's start off. Miz, Dean Ambrose, Intercontinental Championship. Any chance we have a title change?
No.
I don't see it happening.
And to answer everybody's question, they keep asking
unless
you,
LeVar Ball doesn't run in, but
yes, Miz is going to the Hall of Fame.
The Miz is a bona fide Hall of Famer.
Juice is referring.
I'm glad we're bringing this up.
Juice is referring to on my Wrestling Reality audio podcast
every
last week.
Every week.
When I do the social media segment, it's a different person. And it's not the same person creating fake accounts.
At one point, I wanted to tweet hot take, but now I'm going to say not as hot take. Miz is going to be a Hall of Famer because he is.
People keep asking, is the Miz a Hall of Famer? Now, look, I understand the Miz is a unique guy because where he came from and.
Look what he's done.
But look what he's done. Look, yeah, exactly. The guys work. The guys work 2 major WWE pay-per-views in a main event that's involved The Rock and John Cena.
One in WrestleMania, one at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, look, this is a Hall of Fame that has no criteria.
Yeah,
so
the Bushwhackers are in.
You can make a case that I go in. But nonetheless,
that's rehashing what you said. No way, you're not pushing this.
I've had my prime time on Monday Night Raw. I've had my Del Rio video.
You'll have a bust of you with a big beer in your hand.
I'm Triple H's lovable loser.
No,
I could go in the Hall of Fame. I could be in the Hall of Fame.
The Miz is
no criteria. I could be in that Hall of Fame.
Miz is not losing the title.
Miz is not losing the title.
And now he has a cool entourage.
That's the other thing. He has this brand new Miz-tourage. How can you lose when you have people helping you?
Random guys that lose all the time. Now they're with the Miz. Now they're elevated.
Alexa Bliss up against Sasha Banks, the ladies here.
I'm excited for this match.
You're excited?
Yeah, a good match, I think. I think Alexa keeps it at least until SummerSlam. But the fact that they're having this matchup with Sasha Banks is refreshing. I think they're going to kill it. So.
I think a lot of things are dropped even when we look back. Looking back, not too far back with Bayley. A lot of things could have happened different ways than they should have happened. But I think right now, Sasha's still on top of her A game. I'm not looking for Sasha to get that title. I'm looking for Alexa Bliss to retain it. Matter of fact, she's one of the hottest female heels in the game right now. Not only physically, but in the ring. Not only with her looks, but in the ring as well. So I'm looking.
I figured in the ring was the first.
Well, also other things.
I mean, this is good. I mean, it's good for Sasha Banks, and it's good for Sasha Banks fans. Considering just a few weeks ago she was doing 205 Live stuff, and that kind of threw people. But yeah, it's gonna be a good match. I agree, Juice, bell to bell. But I don't see any way Alexa Bliss drops us right now. She's got to be the prime candidate to go all the way to SummerSlam. What she does at SummerSlam, now there's a really interesting how they book that. As they of course have a month and a half to do that. 30-minute Iron Man match for the Tag Team Championships.
They're not going to fit any of these other matches in.
Well, and I'll get to that later with another match. The Hardys versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Obviously, Iron Man match, whoever has the most decisions at the end of the 30.
I think this is another knock for Matt and Jeff Hardy to keep going down in this decline. Maybe they turn broken. I think they're not going to win. I don't see them winning the titles back.
I thought they were going to retain the last time. Clearly, I was wrong. I was upset, but...
Mark.
Oh, yeah, so you're going to go with all the other YouTube people, huh?
You said you were upset. Why would you get upset about that?
I was upset. I can enjoy it as a Mark. I can enjoy it as a guy.
Well, why do you think it's...
He can enjoy it as a Mark. He can enjoy it as a Renell. Whatever he wants.
So what's your prediction here? What's your prediction here?
Honestly, I'm looking for Sheamus and Cesaro. I want the Hardys to win. I do. But, honestly, they don't need it. Right now, we're looking at two guys that still have potential. They have lots to do within the business. I'm looking for them to continue to keep the titles. They have a lot to improve in, so I'm still looking for them to retain.
What's your prediction? What's the score going to be? How many falls are going to be in this match? Is it going to be a 1-0 or a 6-5?
I think because you have 4 people involved in the match, that it's almost inevitable you're going to rack the decisions.
Now, are they an Iron Man match? Are they no disqualification?
A disqualification counts as
it counts as a fall.
Okay. And as does count out.
So I think it'd be fun to have a false count anywhere Iron Man match. Well, then that's a lot more.
It goes by. It goes. That is. So if you got counted out, that's a decision.
I think they'll throw one of those.
That's what I mean. You have 4 guys. So the chaos for them to fill that 30 minutes, the chaos is going to be there. So I can definitely see this racking up to like a 5-4, 6-5.
Filling this time.
I'm not picking the Hardys on Wrestle Rumble. I don't think. And then I'm not. And I wonder, okay, well, what's next for this in that tag division?
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot. We're going to get to Monday morning, and I hope that some things are, or maybe Monday night to Raw. I hope some things are answered because I'm really curious about.
Well, after this, it's a road to SummerSlam, so I would hope things are answered after.
When LeVar's scratching his head, and
there's a lot of room up there, so he might be scratching for a little while. So I don't know what.
You're right.
Roman Reigns in the ambulance match against Braun Strowman. Another one. You got to look and go, okay, how do we get out of this one and protect everybody?
It's an ambulance match, so everybody's protected. I don't think there's a terrible way to lose an ambulance match. It's a gimmick match.
But to that point, the last thing we see on Monday Night Raw is Braun getting speared off the stage, and the last image we see is him standing up and them going, oh my God, he's back up. How are they going to keep him down? I mean, what do you do to keep him down? And how do you, and still, you want to protect him because he's lost matches to Roman before.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get pinned by the ambulance. Like something, it has to be something like super like natural, something ridiculous over the top.
So Roman Reigns flips the
ambulance. What if they both ended up in the ambulance? Is that possible?
I thought about that.
Is that possible?
An ambulance match. Can you look over the videotape?
Can we gimmick on top of an ambulance and they slam each on the top of the ambulance and go through it?
They've gimmicked it. Yeah. Ryback went through it.
That's what I mean. Go through the ambulance and
just
a draw.
That's what's going to happen.
If you're scoring Wrestle Rumble, I'm not sure how the draw comes into play.
I don't typically agree with you, but I don't fully, but.
I don't think regardless, I don't think either of these guys are going to be looking terrible.
Well, do we agree that Roman Reigns, win or lose or draw, is going to go on and fight Brock Lesnar?
If Brock's a champion,
it's inevitable.
So then does the loser fight Samoa Joe?
No, I've also thought, wouldn't that be interesting if they somehow made it a triple threat with Braun too? And then you can have Brock. You can either have Brock retain or him lose to either of those guys
without ever getting pinned
and not getting pinned, and then he can chase later on in the year. That's a random thought I had, but I think Roman ended up facing Brock at some point.
We're thinking heavily on this show, and that's somewhat dangerous. We got more to come. Josh Eisenberg's going to join me, and the next segment we're going to do some more predictions, and then we'll get these guys chiming in. We're wondering here, you got Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. We don't think there's going to be a title change, but man, how does it go down? That's the real interesting part. We got more to come. WrestleRumble.com, Chairshot Reality on WrestleZone.com.